a friend to listen and help to turn in the abuse. But before they can help to turn in the abuse, they need to know how and why. That's where the paperwork comes in. That's where it comes in to actually listen to somebody who's been through it. Before you tell somebody to blow off your friends in this way, to tell them to call suicide, how hurtful you are being when you do that. I've called suicide hotline and it's horrible. It is a horrible experience. I've got at least half a dozen calls with them just in my audio recordings that aren't on YouTube. Conflict of interest. See, that's something that I have going for me in every single one of these cases. Conflict of interest. Burke was supposed to call me and your stalking crap before Natalie was killed. He didn't. In August of 2018, when I was still trying to turn in Waylon Lolatai, and nobody would listen. Nobody would fucking listen to me. Officer Burke got to assault me at the Longmont Hospital. He and Officer Amanda Jonas told the hospital staff I was schizophrenic. My paperwork shows that my predators and law enforcement did everything that they could to help child molesters like Tim the Bitch Boy Beast and Ted Bollinger get away. I get that everybody wanted to believe that Natalie Bollinger was sugar and spice and everything nice, but just like the rest of you, she learned how to manipulate. She and her sister both learned that looks are important for that. People are constantly wanting to tell me about how hard a life she had, but they want to ignore how hard a life I've had. They want to remind me that Natalie's killer was found. I know Natalie's killer was found. With me on my Facebook have access to the video that shows I announced it to the public a full 24 hours before the police announced it to the public. Now, with Michelle Stuart not being friends with me on Facebook, not being able to contact her on Facebook, it makes it difficult to show her any of the information that she could look at. The information that people on YouTube don't have access to. As my friend, you can see those things. Now, when I was talking about Marcia Estrada and Megan Misigatis and the fact that they wouldn't do their jobs, and I was forced to go to McCook, Nebraska to try to get help. She had to be afraid of losing everything. The struggles that she has are very real. One of the things with Michelle is that there's reasons that she couldn't help me how I needed, and stating those reasons is very important. If you don't have time, you need to say you don't have time, because if you don't state specifically the reason that you can't help, they will fill in the blanks with whatever the fuck they want. I was able to read that court paperwork stuff. The cops claim that they couldn't see any of it. Like Sheriff Rick Reigenborn of Adams County, that's where he might have been Arapahoe County, actually. See, that's the thing, is that these officers worked across multiple jurisdictions. They worked together, multiple jurisdictions, to prevent me from turning in my predators. They literally forced me to break the law, the same as my friends did. You can listen to the conversations with Alyssa Rainwater and Mandy Hughes on my channel. You can listen to the conversations with Cherry Jepson. You can listen to the conversations with Brandon Ratner and Miss Peaches. The biggest problem that I'm having right now is that I need to be able to look at all of my videos, all of them, and have access to all of them so that I can scroll through to the periods of time where I need to pull the videos out from when somebody is saying, hey, I need the evidence from when you were in Tacoma in 2019. I can go through and scroll through to 2019 and grab what I need from there. If it's the stuff from Peaches, the conversations with her, the conversations with Katie Cahill, the conversations with many, many, many other people. Those were recorded right at the very beginning of when I started recording people. That would have been November of 2018, almost a year after Natalie was killed. When I got out of jail, I started recording every single one of my so-called friends, who each and every one of them knew a little bit and a little part, and each and every one of them gaslighted me. Every single one of them. Do you know why? Because according to the police, everything that they said was a lie. And they never, ever even tried sticking up for their own rights. The cops said that you guys didn't do any of the things that I claimed that you did, because you never spoke up. When you told me that you couldn't help because your grandma died, what the cops said would help, and that nobody would help me, probably because of the way that I act. The way that I act is because nobody helped me. None of you actually helped me. None of you actually spoke up in public about the information that you knew to be true. You just argued with people and said, oh, well, it's not okay to be mean to him. It's not okay to be mean to him. Well, yeah. Why isn't it okay to be mean to me? These people have been sold a perverted fucking serial killer. I mean, just the most disgusting sicko shit on the planet. And meanwhile, with you not speaking up, the people things to Natalie got away with it. You can see me and Natalie weren't much different. Natalie, when she asked for people to commit suicide, she also asked them not to be mean, not to hurt anybody. And that's what I've been asking all along. Me and Natalie both live differently, but you guys are stupid. Thank goodness for Michelle. Thank goodness. Thank goodness someone finally spoke out publicly, but now she's made it so that it's impossible to send her most of the evidence. Why do people have to go out of their way to make it as impossible as they possibly can? At least if it's on Facebook, I can at least forward it to you in Messenger. But when it has to be your way, I got to go to my computer and I have to try to figure out how to do that stuff, and I have to try to figure out how to get it transferred to my phone, and then I have to try to figure out how to get my phone so that I can transfer it to you in a text message. And I don't know how to do any of that. On the bright side, at least Michelle Stuart is speaking up, and publicly and on her own channel. Speaking out, actually speaking out for me, which is more than I can say for a single friend. Brandon Ratner just let these people do this. Veronica Randall just let these people do this. My own family just let these people do this. Thank you for speaking up, Michelle.